Morning coffee, American bankers banned from China, hedge fund criticisms and more. This story reveals a startling truth. Sometimes, the very people who manage money can find themselves under scrutiny for reasons they never anticipated. Imagine a scenario where a top financial executive is suddenly barred from leaving a country just because they are there. That's exactly what happened to Chenyue Mao, a senior figure at Wells Fargo, who was recently denied exit from China despite her recent election as chair of a trade association. While the exact reason for her restriction remains unclear, the incident has sparked a broader conversation about the risks faced by global professionals in an increasingly unpredictable world. But here's where it gets controversial. The notion that being a leader in a trade group could put you in legal trouble seems odd. Yet, in this case, Mao's dual identity, as a Chinese-born professional working out of Atlanta and representing a US-based bank, may have placed her in a precarious position. This isn't just about individual risk. It's a symptom of a larger trend. As globalization wanes and authoritarian tendencies resurface in border control policies, even seasoned bankers are forced to rethink their strategies. Some are now prioritizing virtual meetings over in-person travel, a shift that could redefine the future of global finance. Meanwhile, the world of alternative investments is facing its own reckoning. Take Jagdeep Singh Barkha, CIO of the University of California Pension Fund, who recently criticized hedge funds for turning a decade of investment into a costly misstep. His words echo a common critique. While these funds were meant to insulate investors from market crashes, they often ended up exposing them to greater risk. Yet, despite such concerns, pension funds continue to pour billions into the sector, partly because of the few managers who consistently deliver results. Figures like Bill Ackman and Sir Chris Hohn are exceptions that prove the rule, suggesting that not all hedge funds are created equal. The industry isn't without its own scandals. A tech founder once attempted to secure $150 million in debt without traditional bankers, only to learn that innovation can sometimes be more valuable than established practices. Inspired by this, he's now building an AI-driven platform to connect companies with private credit markets, a move that highlights the evolving nature of financial services. Similarly, a former CEO of a private credit firm is fighting to reverse a lifetime trading ban, raising questions about the fairness of regulatory decisions. Even in the most mundane aspects of finance, surprises are common. A KYC check once saved millions in a cyberattack orchestrated by North Korean hackers, earning the involved bank a rare award. Meanwhile, the future of London's financial sector appears bright, as hedge funds aggressively seek office space, signaling a rebound in demand. Yet, not all sectors are thriving. In Canary Wharf, a cleaning union accuses EY of unfair layoffs, sparking protests that highlight the human cost of corporate decisions. As we navigate this complex landscape, one thing remains clear: the financial world is constantly shifting. Whether it's geopolitical risks, regulatory changes, or technological disruption, the game is always changing. If you have a story, tip, or comment to share, reach out. We are always eager to hear your perspective. After all, in a field where uncertainty is the norm, every voice matters. Wells Fargo executive faces criminal investigation in China. In a surprising turn of events, a Wells Fargo executive based in the United States has found herself embroiled in a criminal investigation in China, as announced by the country's foreign ministry on Monday. This revelation comes with little information regarding the specific charges against her, or how long she will be prohibited from leaving the country. Mao Chenyue, originally from Shanghai and currently serving as a managing director at Wells Fargo in Atlanta, has been officially barred from exiting China, as confirmed by Guo Jiaquan, a spokesperson for the foreign ministry. The Wall Street Journal was the first to report on this situation, citing sources familiar with the matter. In response to the situation, Wells Fargo stated on Friday that they are actively engaging with the relevant authorities to facilitate her return to the United States. However, It remains uncertain whether Mao holds an American passport, or if she is still a Chinese citizen. A report from Reuters last week indicated that she is indeed a U.S. citizen. During a press briefing on Monday, Guo stated, Ms. Mao Chenyue is involved in a criminal case currently being managed by Chinese law enforcement, and she is subject to exit restrictions as per the law. He emphasized that both Chinese nationals and foreigners must adhere to Chinese laws, assuring that the country would safeguard her legal rights and interests throughout the investigation. Experts have pointed out that exit bans in China typically require a lower threshold for enforcement compared to formal indictments or detentions. The expansive national security laws in China have enabled authorities to impose travel restrictions for actions that might be deemed lawful in other nations. Since 2018, Beijing has increased the number of regulations concerning exit bans, as highlighted in a 2023 report by the rights organization Safeguard Defenders, which has led to greater uncertainty about what activities might violate these laws. While the exact reasons behind the criminal investigation into Mao remain ambiguous, analysts suggest that such exit bans and investigations can sometimes serve as tools for political leverage against adversaries, including specific businesses, or even the United States. Simona Grano, a China expert at the University of Zurich, remarked, "These are political, tit-for-tat measures that China sometimes employs. It wouldn't be the first time they have used these tactics at strategically significant moments to send political signals, or even to exert pressure on a country." In a related case, a Chinese American working for the U.S. Commerce Department is also facing an exit ban after failing to disclose his government employment on his visa application. This information was reported by the Washington Post, which cited 4 anonymous sources due to the sensitive nature of the issue. The individual, whose identity has not been revealed, was visiting family members and is employed by the Patent and Trademark Office. Experts and former officials have indicated that there are likely several dozen Americans, many of whom are of Chinese descent, currently under exit bans. The precise number is challenging to determine, as these cases often come to the attention of U.S. authorities through self-reporting, and many individuals do not realize they are under a ban until they attempt to leave. Additionally, some may choose not to draw attention to their situation, fearing it could complicate resolution efforts. These exit bans highlight the increasingly tense relationship between Washington and Beijing, particularly as the Trump administration continues to engage in a trade war with China, viewing the nation as a significant geopolitical competitor. This situation raises important questions. How should the U.S. respond to such actions? Are these exit bans a legitimate enforcement of law, or do they represent a troubling trend in international relations? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below.